I wish I could.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of Puff Drink Talk, where we puff a little, drink a little, and we're actually eating a little bit today.
That's right.
And enjoying conversation. Great friends. Conrad here.
Dylan.
Hilton.
George.
Paulus today.
Uh-huh.
He couldn't join us because he couldn't take the heat that he knew was coming from the Cowboys' loss.
Ooh.
Paul, if you are watching it online, please,
burn.
type it in.
I understand. I mean, Seahawks lost. They put up a fight. They have a really bad offensive line. I get it. But they lost by a little bit. The Cowgirls didn't even show up. So I'm just really confused at what.
Is that how we're gonna? Is that how you want to start the podcast?
Yeah,
Seems like revenge is best served gold.
Yeah. Spirit stores, they're opening at AT&T Stadium. They already have a banner. So,
Okay.
What you guys smoking?
Hilton, you don't get it?
No.
You know the Spirit Halloween stores, how they open up at random retail stores that have been closed?
Don't know. Don't remember. Don't know. Is that a movie?
No, Spirit Halloween. The store they sell Halloween costumes. Just a store.
They pop up every year, but in a different location, wherever there's an empty retail
Walmart,
space.
but
No.
for Halloween costumes.
I didn't know. No, I don't know.
That's what they do every year for Halloween. They open up beginning of October and then they close down.
So if
November.
you're in the market for a clown suit and some face paint, head on down to the AT&T Stadium.
Where the Cowboys play. That's the joke. Mm-hmm. You ruined it. But anyways,
I saw one today. It was like the Cowboys logo is actually not just a logo; it's a rating. 1 star.
1 star. That's a good one. That's a good one. Man, what the hell's got with both of our teams just not doing?
Black Prescott, man, he's just not doing it. Yeah. I don't know. I got faith. It is what it is. We have a poor O-line as well.
Yeah.
Half of our defense is injured as well.
Same with us.
And we have a new defensive coordinator, and it's not meshing. I was telling Hilton, he's got the Dallas defense on his fantasy team. I don't know how we went from top 5 defense last year to bottom 5 at the beginning of this year. We've just played terribly.
Have you played against a 500 teams more than you played last? How is that going on? Because that's important, Oh, you play with the top 5 teams and then you have 50-50. Okay, I mean, it's acceptable.
We almost always
giving it to them. But
we almost always beat up on bad teams, which is what you're supposed to do. I think the biggest loss to a team that's not dominant right now is the Saints embarrassed us at home. They're 2-4 right now.
Okay.
But we lost to the Ravens, who are 4-2, and then we lost to Detroit, which I think they've only lost 1 game.
Yeah, they're
5-1.
So yes,
game,
we played some good teams.
But the thing
except
is,
for the Saints.
This last game they lost 42 to 9.
Couldn't tell you.
Just like the Oklahoma was beaten by UT, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Exactly.
I couldn't tell you.
That was 34-3.
34-3. Yeah.
Hook 'em.
What did the Aggies do? I didn't see.
They run a bye week. They needed a chance to catch their breath. They've got a tough one this week against Mississippi State. They're going to need all the help they can get. Gag them. Anyways.
Poor Paul's not here to defend himself. He's probably screaming at his phone right now.
He's stroking out watching his phone.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get into football later.
We know when he's in because we're going to start seeing his comments in there.
We'll talk about the
ranting.
Cowgirls and the Seagulls. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. We need to get into some cigars, fellas. I don't know what the heck is happening around here. Usually we're more organized before the podcast starts.
It's tax season.
Busy day.
Jesus. For small
I
business.
filed it today. Mine.
You know what I have on these humidor?
Really?
Did you know you can file?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You can file in October.
Got a
Yes, we just
Colombia
had
here?
so many changes in 2023. We opted for filing later. Fine is okay.
An extension?
Got some
It's an
sugar.
extension, yeah. We had an extension, and because
Sugar,
you see,
sugar.
and we are lucky because lots of rules changed for foreigners during this period.
Really?
So we were able
So
to
it's actually
Change for
beneficial.
the better?
Oh yeah, way better,
Thank you, Joe Biden.
way
What do
better,
you want to smoke?
What are we on?
way better for
There's a
me,
Colombia here.
Yeah.
for us.
Good. For
I don't know
There's
if
also
it
diesel.
if that reflects for the others, but the
But for you
changes
guys.
I think I can
finally.
size right now.
That's good news, you know.
Yeah.
Come
Can
on,
we
diesel.
put this ashtray right here so you and I
Oh,
can use it,
yeah.
please?
Gonna,
Thank you, sir.
Maybe we can.
I'm gonna smoke the one Paul gave me a cigar the other day. We need to get a cigar for Conrad.
Paul Briggs of Stone and Scapes, LLC.
Yeah, shout out Stones and Scapes. Oh, I'm gonna smoke the cigar you gave me the other day.
Well, I can't wait personally for him to return the redemption so he can let Conrad know
Punch.
what happened with the Cowgirls. I can't wait.
Well, all I know is they better win for us to talk next week.
We're on a bye. We're on a bye.
So you are gonna win then.
We have to win the bye week.
You're
We
not
do.
losing. Definitely not losing.
People joke about that. You can lose the bye week. We need to win the bye week. But
This is a brick. What the heck?
it's a break. Da-na-na-na.
House.
That's what we do over here.
It's 6:15 on a Tuesday, Conrad. Why you bricked up?
Have you
We're
seen?
starting this late, 6:15.
Jesus, yeah.
I think I've mentioned to you on Saturday that about how popular Caitlyn was.
Yeah.
But this week,
Thank you, my friend. I forgot to
but this week, Conrad, she went way beyond that. She was playing golf, and then at a certain
Cover
point,
them.
how do you call it in golf when you put the ball in only one?
Hole in one.
How was that?
Hole in one.
Is that right? Because it sounds like so sexual. It's holy.
It is a bit sexual.
Yeah, all right.
It is
So-
all in one here.
Trust me, when it happens to you,
Yeah, the ball was flying, and everybody thought she would do it hole in one, but he didn't. So this guy was online. Dylan, listen to that. This guy was online. He says, "I'm gonna scroll down here. The newspapers around the world are talking more about Caitlyn and the whole WNBA." So he went down.
ooh, don't tell Angel Reese.
Yeah, so he started just scrolling down like Spain, Africa, Italy, England, every single state, all talking about how she
Caitlyn
managed to do
Clark
that.
playing golf?
Playing golf.
Really?
Yeah, so yeah.
It really is like Steph. Steph Curry is
Exactly.
a great golfer.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that Steph is helping her. You know, he's committed with the WNBA. He's really committed to that because I think his
Daughters? He's got daughters.
yeah, but I think Brinks from Los Angeles
Is his
Sparks is his cousin or
Yeah.
cousin's second cousin. Like,
Right.
So
So he's got family playing professional
yeah, exactly.
basketball.
So and he's invested, and then he only has praise to he was the one inviting Sabrina and Clark to like in a contest, the 3-point contest, man versus woman. He was the one inviting Sabrina and Caitlyn. So last year, 2 years ago was Sabrina. Last year was Caitlyn.
Huh, interesting.
35-34 was the score.
But
He
you know
needed to
what's-
score the last one to win.
Yeah, he had to. or else he
Have you
would've
seen
lost.
this? It was
Yeah.
super tough.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's tough because no, he's the best shooter ever. So he might. You think he might have held back or something?
I don't believe so. I think it's still.
It's competitive
Hard.
by nature. You don't let anybody win.
Yeah.
But just get close to you.
This is phenomenal.
You called it a brick.
Yeah, but it's phenomenal.
I think
Great
it's a-
flavor.
I think it's a
Anyway,
There's spice to it.
just to let you know that one more this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
One more article about her. One more miracle.
yeah, and of course she's always around with Sexy Lexi. If you don't know who she is, you gotta check because she's a character. So
Be safe Googling that.
you know, blonde, bombshell girl. Yeah, super nice, funny.
Speaking of articles, any other interesting articles you've read in the past week?
Videos, articles, texts, and books about the topic.
Well, I don't know. Was this a segue to our topic for today?
Yes.
Or was that? Oh, okay. I thought this was a pop quiz.
It was so seamless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was too seamless. I had no idea what was happening.
My contribution was a little bit rougher.
It's like,
Hey, did you get it?
yeah. Idiot. It's like when you tell the joke, then you have to explain the joke after.
Yeah.
You know? It's like,
Hilton.
by the way.
Sorry.
It's not my fault you don't get
Let's go spades here.
it.
I'm not supposed to know everything about this country.
Oh no, definitely not. No
But
one
you've got
knows.
daughters. You should know about Spirit Halloween by now.
Did I give you not a lecture on Halloween last week?
You did. You definitely did.
He's too busy looking up
He's
the harvest.
Yes,
I
yeah.
got one of those. I'll go for another beer.
yeah. I harvested
Instead of
it.
talking about these things in here.
You earned it.
You know, why do I have to know about a retailer that's bringing, you know, when there is, you know,
drinks to
the
the
whole
table too?
forest
Come
of
on.
the Amazon selling things online that we can buy.
If only we had
That's true. That is
robot humanoid to serve us drinks at the table.
true. Well, for a measly $20,000, you could have Tesla's Optimus robot.
What's his name?
Optimus.
Is it copying even that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus! Have you seen the memes that are copying everything from the event with iRobot?
iRobot, yeah.
iRobot is like the same thing, same bus, same same androids. So now he's copying
It
the
drew some
name too.
inspiration.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, but
Do you think they'll have like a higher end model that's like Optimus Prime?
But isn't it nice?
They market it with
a trim.
Amazon.
One of the trims.
Yeah.
You know? One of the trims could be on five.
Amazon Prime Video
Yeah.
comes, loaded in. The Optimus Prime.
But isn't it nice that you watch a movie and then all of a sudden you go like, oh man, I wish that was real, and then now it is. You know,
is.
somebody
But-
had the guts to do it.
yeah.
$20,000, finance it with interest, whatever, maybe $500
How
a
old,
month.
how old am I?
No, $1,000 a year. You know, it's a robot. It's not gonna go to waste.
Yeah.
So you're financing
And
that
how
thing.
old am I?
Everybody's gonna. I
How
don't.
old am I? Look,
You look 32.
I am. Let's say I am. Yeah, 7. 7.
Well, do you identify as 7? Like,
I
what's
didn't buy a
happening
7
right now?
always. 5, it's my number actually.
Yeah.
And
The answer is always 7. Right?
Identify as a senior citizen.
yeah, like 42. You know. But my point is,
What's
if
the
I am
box?
85 and I can't move, 95 and I can't move, why do I need a car? I need an Android.
You could send it to the
Cooking.
store for you to get groceries. You could make it cook for you. You could have it rub your feet.
So the one thing, sorry, no, put your feet back.
It's a good cigar.
I was just hitting.
Tell it to put lotion on the skin.
The Gurkha aged 15 years.
Gurkha.
And it's pretty good cigar.
Yeah, Paul's
Gurkha.
Gurkhas
Yeah.
from last
Sweet
week
little Gurkha.
were really good.
Okay.
What I saw,
Gurkha cigar.
so
Oh,
they
little
It
Gurkha.
says a Gurkha.
Gurkha. We all have a weird accent for Gurkha. The video that I saw, Elon was talking about and presenting obviously the robot taxi, the robot bus, the robo bus, and then Optimus
Robobus.
Prime. Optimus, not Optimus Prime. But what I thought was really interesting was his take on the future and getting rid of parking lots and having more green spaces and parks for humans, because there would be a lot less cars on the road, because the robot taxis or robo taxis, whatever they're called, would be able to pick you up and drive you to where you have to be.
Extreme ride sharing.
Yes, extreme ride sharing. And I didn't
A bus, right? That's what a bus and a train do. Wow!
Right, but I feel like
I'm just
but
kidding.
I feel
I'm just
like
kidding. you
no,
know?
but I feel like what's interesting about this is that in the long run, hey, we've got the podcast today. Set it up on your phone to have a taxi come pick you up at 5, leave the house, and it drives you there. Get there in 15, 20 minutes. We're here. and then you set another timer for it to be, hey, come pick me up again. I go back home.
Yeah, it's like
Train.
it's like a wife or husband, right? That can do that for you. I mean, if you buy the car. What I think what he's also Dylan wants to say something.
Ooh, okay,
got
I'm
a
not
nice-
sure if I
nice
hear what I
face.
heard.
I'm just puzzled because how is that less cars on the road if you still own your own personal bus that's going to come pick you up to?
Well, so I think the idea was that people would be using less of their personal vehicles and more of these robo taxis to be driving around. So
Well, that's what I was gonna get to. It's like, let's say I buy a car, right? And then I go like, okay, come drop me here at the work, and then come and pick me up at 5 o'clock, right?
The car goes back home.
The car will be working for you because you have that car on an Uber style kind of business. And then let's say you now need a car, but my time is, let's say, 7:30 because of I drop the girls at school and then I come over here. But your time might be 8:30. And then you go like, well, can I have an 8:30 car? And then the car, my car potentially that I bought, it's mine, but you didn't buy one. Then you're just using an app and then renting it out. So my car can go and get you and then bring it to work. So that's what he's mentioning. So people will not buy a car.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
well,
It's a public Batmobile or something. That's what you're proposing.
No, that's what
And that way
he's
it works
proposing.
because it'd be like, hey, I'm leaving work and you come pick me up. It's like, well, I got to stop on the way because I'm picking someone else up that's going to Dairy Queen. Well, hey, a 15-minute ride home, why is it taking 45 minutes? Because there's a bunch of stuff. So if it's your own car, yeah. But I guess if it drops you off at the store, then it leaves, does something. I see how it could save parking lot space. I think traffic and stuff on the road wouldn't be much affected.
right.
Maybe parking lot space.
Well, but if you don't
But-
park on the side of the road, you get one extra lane.
Not only that, the cars driving by themselves, they do not have the lag that people, reduce and stuff because they calculate the distance and they fit
There are
within
no
each
traffic
other.
lights.
And
Waste
then
time.
and everything would drive smoothly. Yes.
Yeah.
That would take a little while to happen. But yeah, that is something that could happen. And, yes.
Like an
I agree. And again, let's say my car, if I say, well, pick up at 5, my car would just come and pick me up. So, and then if you're ordering a car at the same time as I am, you'd be a different car from somebody else that,
Not available.
yeah.
I think what it also does is if the market's saturated with it, it's going to lower costs. So if there's one of these on the road, do ride shares, the probability of like a $10 ride to go both ways, it's not feasible. I don't want to spend $10. I'll just hop in my own. Well, now if there's a lot more, $10 ride is probably $3. Would you pay $2 or $3 to ride from your house here?
I don't know. Does the car smell?
They're self-cleaning.
Will they? And then, but
Well,
his proposal,
Optimals
you
would
own your
clean it.
car, right? And he's proposal,
No.
you own your car, right? Your
And
proposal, you own your car.
he owned the car.
Yeah. So do you maintain your car the way you should maintain?
Optimus does it, he said.
So I think we're construing a couple
Two
of different
different
things.
things, yeah,
two
yeah,
different
yeah.
things. So Elon originally proposed an idea where you could use your Tesla for rideshare business and have like a passive income
As part of a bigger network.
as part of a bigger network. But even bigger network, what he was proposing now is a public transportation of robo-taxi, where you go in, there's no steering wheel, there's no gas or brake pedal, and it literally drives you. Everything is removable. So they were watching because someone brought up about how do you sanitize it and clean it. The center console is removable, and they have vacuums that just go over the seats, over the backrest, the headrest, sanitize, do all of it, and then it goes back out there. So it'll probably have a Tesla service station.
You know, like like the machines for cats and dogs that work it by itself.
Yes.
They self-clean. They
Yes.
self-clean the shit or whatever. Okay.
Right.
So, but you gotta trust. I think everything is about trust. How
so.
long do you think it's gonna take for people to trust? Like, I don't have to look out. There is no human controlling this. How
I don't know.
Would you trust right away?
There's a lot of people already doing, self-driving Teslas, and they trust, 100%.
I think 0.01%.
Ford.
All of the
GM.
Tesla drivers that are not me, because I didn't pay for the $5,000 upgrade, but there's a membership that you can pay. Like, for example, on both of Box cars, yes, and he uses the self-driving 100% of the times that he leaves the house. Of course, he has a steering wheel. He trusts because he can, reach out to it. But once people understand that it's working just fine and nothing's happening, trust will come. At the same way as we go in trains, and then there's no drivers in trains anymore.
I think it's there yet, but it's close. I mean, it's only improved. But I see videos all the time, little areas where it makes mistakes. But every time it makes a mistake, it learns more. And it gets better, so it just needs to keep making mistakes.
How many people do you see drive every day that you're like, why are they driving on the wrong side? Why aren't they driving in their lane? Why are they driving, cycling?
Yeah.
I think it's already safer than your conventional driver. Not me, because I'm too good.
He beat PK.
Well, when you brought it up,
Uh-huh.
I got a trophy over here to prove.
How great of a driver you are.
Yes.
Well, I mean, what I find interesting, back to the implications of environment. Or Elon brought up how they finally figured out, or he was saying they finally figured out how to recharge the battery while it's driving.
Oh.
So there's no necessity for it to stop.
Is that what he said?
So that's what he's proposing, is that you have a ton of these cars fleet-wise that you can just order, pick you up to do all of these activities, and they just take you where you have to go. You got to go to work downtown? Hey, you know what time to pick me up, what time to drop me off, vice versa.
And let's face it, there are a lot of inefficiencies in this process. For example, over 24 hours a day, how many hours does your car run?
Very
Honestly,
little, yeah.
2 hours a day. If you
Or
go
less.
back,
Or less, yeah.
or less 2 hours. So for 22 hours, 11. So today, like 1 out of 12, right? So it's 1/12. So it's 8.333%, right?
Right.
So what do you do with the other 91.6% idle? Your car is stopped there.
Yeah.
In a company, that would be the death of a company,
That's a great comparison.
right? So if you have something that works more efficiently, then we have the general. If you compute all the cars and all the miles,
Put a
lot of miles on your car pretty quick, though, if it's running.
All the time, yeah.
The lifespan of cars would go down.
But that's the thing. Less people would buy. For that to work, less people would buy cars, because there's already enough cars, to fill up the gaps and the travel distances and whatnot.
I think you just commit capital punishment. You just what we call the capital punishment. You said buy less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How can capitalism work
we'd buy less.
with this word? It's not you.
No, yeah.
It could be me.
But that's exactly what the
This is
discussion about.
the conundrum here. Are you gonna sell less? Don't you think other companies won't react to that?
Well, I think, but I ultimately think
It's a competition thing. Yeah.
But
it is a competition thing.
that's what I'm getting at, too, is like how much longer you're driving. Out of 2 hours a day, you're still using the car for 2 hours a day, but the other 12 working hours, it's off doing stuff all day, every day. You're going to need a new car in 2 years.
Yeah.
True.
So you'll
then
be
that
selling
buys
more.
more.
So now it's like the iPhone.
Well,
There's
it
a new
goes
one
to
every year.
refurbishment. Yeah.
Refurbishment, and then that sells cheaper, but then there's always new
Goes to
coming out.
third.
it's not gonna last as long.
Goes to third world countries.
And as a company, you don't really want
Like
it to last
iPhones.
that long because you want to sell
Sure.
more.
And what are the two the highest causes of accident today?
Probably phone use.
I would say that
Inclement weather.
Incompetence from the driver. Incompetence from the driver,
Yeah,
definitely.
the driver is not paying attention.
And
Using
maintenance.
his phones.
And maintenance. We are not talking about maintenance. Do we trust that those companies will be more efficient than us taking care of our cars?
Well, the thing is,
Do you trust the government?
yeah,
That's
Well,
the same-
because
the
of
same
lawsuits
question.
and stuff, yeah, I mean, they'd be held to a higher standard. Just like you get in an accident with a person versus you get in an accident with a company vehicle. Almost every time those end in lawsuits because
There's an
somebody wants.
incentive not to be sued.
Well, so
It's
here's
not for the right reason
Not be sued, yeah, but
but it's-
an incentive
but
to
it's-
not be sued, yeah.
to be done. Yeah.
it doesn't break that easy, and it doesn't have a lot of maintenance. Like even brakes, because it uses the regenerative system to recharge the battery. That system applies a slow down motion to the car without applying the brakes. Brakes are rarely used. The brakes on my car, which is already a 6 years old car, is original, never being changed. Never being changed. And I went to do the inspection. They go like, yeah, it's fine.
No, it's your tires, really. And then more hours on the road, more time for things, windshields. You're going to have chips and things just
Yeah, they could fly
because your
off.
exposure to more things, but nothing crazy. But you can't expect them to drive as long when they're used.
So we are getting
4
back.
times
So
as
let me
much.
see if I understand. So now we are going a year later. We're all going from fossil to EV.
Full
like-
electric.
All of a sudden, it's great.
well, I mean, Elon said
No, I don't think it's great. I think there are uses of every single type of
I'm just questioning, just to
power.
provoke here, because
Yeah.
of course I'm
I
all
think-
into new technologies. Okay.
I think hydrogen, it's one also cheap way of doing it, and it's renewable.
It's too expensive. It's too expensive.
The problem is the
it's-
cost, and it's dangerous.
Yes.
It is expensive and it's dangerous because it's not widely used. So once that is, and then they
Find
make
a way to
it
make it
work.
safe.
Yeah, they make it work.
It's a little more combustible, but efficient as hell.
I made a comment this afternoon.
And pure.
Do you remember, like 20 years ago or something, maybe more, the ethanol on Formula Indy? The guys are crazy getting off the cars because they couldn't see the
I remember.
flames.
It was the invisible flames.
Because man,
That
if you
pops
go to
up
the
every now
internet
and
and you
Yeah.
see the desperation, but you couldn't see the
You
fire.
couldn't see it. Yeah, the fire.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
See how physical we human beings need to see the danger. Like how about the gas? The cuisine gas. Like the gas used in the cuisine. Like,
Yes, propane.
Propane.
propane. Look at this. They smell. They smell is not from that. It's a different kind of gas, just to say that it's leaking.
yeah, they add to
They
it.
add the
That-
smell in, yeah.
exactly.
So it's odorless.
It's odorless, exactly. So we need.
They could add some stain to the fuel so that
You see something leaking out.
you
yeah.
see, yeah,
It could be. Yeah.
like some sort of a dye or something like that. But
But yeah,
This man, he just make a comment here.
oh, sorry.
no, but that's
Yeah,
actually a very valid point, and I think it's all down to, like, for example, price and whatever it is on getting a technology to be widely available, right? There's gonna have to be the early adopters. There's gonna be a huge adaptation, and somebody willing to pay a little bit more at the beginning, so that it gets, like, when a car was first invented, people are like, why am I buying a car and paying this much money when I have a horse that can take me from A to B? And then the car got a little bit faster and faster and faster. Oh, now it makes sense because I can get there twice as fast, because before the first car was the same speed of a horse.
yeah.
So
No guiding, no curves, just straight. Just
Yeah,
yeah.
there was no power steering, so you
Power-
had these big,
exactly.
huge steering wheels. I was trying to think of an analogy or a comparison. I can't think of one directly. I just think it's not going to change overnight. It's going to come time and proving itself, and people are going to slowly become more and more comfortable with the idea of it, where it becomes the norm. I remember when Apple first talked about coming out with an Apple Watch, and so many people were like, "That's stupid. Why would I ever need that? I have a phone." It's really hard to go out anywhere and not see people nowadays wearing an Apple Watch. It's just become the normal. You get notifications on your wrist. It's just you get desensitized to it a little bit. Like it just is what it is.
Becomes the norm.
Man, honestly, I am happy that this came from as a lot of result. This optics from what's happening 30 days before the election, because for me, actually, it's pushing the agenda that I defend. Even though I'm on the other side at this moment of time of what represents. But as long as it's pushing my agenda, I'm great.
Go with it, yeah.
I'm good with that. This is what I've been saying. I wanted 10 types of different fuel or whatever until we find not the optimal, because the optimal is never the best, right? But we have competition. We tried. People have the right. We have access to research, because for decades, for a century, we depended on oil. Only one. It's bad for the customers.
But even oil,
it's bad for the consumer. Only having one option.
But even oil, you had two types of engine. You have the diesel and the gasoline. Even though the source is the same, the natural resources are the same, but you still had two. Right, so you could choose, between getting a diesel-powered car and a gasoline car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the ethanol came along in the 90s, 80s, the late 80s, right? Which was something that was like you had a completely different engine, and then now they have the flex cars that you can put either. Gasoline or ethanol.
My truck,
and it still works.
My truck is that. It's flex fuel.
So it's flex fuel. You can just fill it up with any. So
I had a truck that was flex fuel, but the gas mileage, it doesn't go as far with ethanol.
No, it burns a lot quicker.
It gives you a little bit more power, but it depends on what you need. So you do need more power, or you need more distance, covered.
Pick your poison.
And the ethanol, it cleans the engine a little, so you could potentially do that every maybe 4 or 5 tanks, and just clean it up so that you take it less to the mechanics. So there's so many other things that it makes it being good to have a flex car, and then you have now battery powered cars, and we know that batteries are not that clean. Because
cobalt.
Yes,
just the
and it's natural resources anyways, right? Because it's using minerals and whatnot. So it's the same kind of thing. So everything comes from this little rock that we step on when we walk barefoot. If not, which is flat rock.
Yeah, hovering in space.
Just flying around and hovering like that.
I come from the perspective of the environment. I know a lot of people hate Elon for his political views, but when it comes to his contributions to the environment, I really feel like this is one of the best ways to help reduce carbon emissions and really clean up.
But I don't know if it does. I mean, making the batteries,
and that's the argument. That's the argument.
I don't know. Making the batteries, it might be as polluting. I mean, we don't know how long it takes. The other day, I saw a video on BMW i3, the same one that I used to have, and 10 years later, right? It was 2014. Actually, mine was 2014, and now 2024. And then how is it still driving? The same battery, and I was performing 95% of what the 100% that they had 10 years on.
Right.
So apparently these batteries, they can last a long time.
Some caveats to that, depending on
depending on the driver, depending on how you charge, but not only that, but it also depends on a little bit of luck, right? So it's every now and again you have some cars that will have battery problems, but not
Same with-
100% of them.
Same
It's
with
gonna be
cars.
like a 1%, 2%, maybe.
Same with like my truck. They have trucks that ran 1 million miles, very minimal, mechanical issues, oil changes, maybe change an alternator, something like that, transmission services, but they ran 1 million miles.
There's a lot more moving parts with the mechanical
Yes.
engine versus the battery operated, which
My problem is, man.
interesting.
Also, the kind of change we're talking about. You said that I am with you on this. I said, okay, it's a gradual adaptation, right?
Yeah.
So I just watched this video the other day, Conrad. This road, like this island had so many snakes that they brought in thousands of this rodent. I don't remember which name is it, to reduce the population of
Honey badger.
I don't know of snakes, because they are and then but they didn't know that in that environment, because they tested outside the environment, these rodents would reproduce 10 times more than the snakes. So in 10 years, I think it was in Japan, in 10 years, there's so many rodents, nobody could live in the place.
Right.
They had to get
Snakes
rid
are
of.
gone. Yeah.
The snakes are gone, and all the other insects.
They need eagles now.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that?
They need eagles now.
Yeah.
But the problem was still there.
Right.
So the same thing with cars and horses. I can be checked, fact checked here. In the Freakonomics book, there's a chapter only exactly about that. Why cars were so universally accepted? Because it was believed, Dylan, that the horses would destroy the world.
Yeah, you
Because
talked about it.
yes,
yeah.
because there were so many horses in New York at a certain point that there were mental disorders with the noise of the horses walking,
Clicking and clacking.
clicking and clacking.
Really?
And it got to a point that you had to be a mile. The horses can't get a mile away from schools and from hospitals. So how do you do that in New York?
Yeah.
So it was also what happened when it rained. All the shit from the horses, where would it go? Where would it go? To the houses, because all the basements, the houses, all the dirt, the rats, the mouses, all the insects would go to your basement. What we're gonna do is we have 2 million horses, right? So we have a solution. You see, this new beast doesn't shit. So cars came to bring a solution to save the world.
Save the world.
And now we are here again trying to solve another problem.
Yeah.
So the two stories are complementary.
Yeah.
But it
Car
illustrates
shits,
that.
you just can't see it.
Yeah, exactly. It does.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Well said. Well, probably Houdini has something to do with that. Okay.
Rest in peace.
Or there's this movie from Jack Black, like he develops a formula that dissolves shit and shit disappears. Have you ever seen this movie?
No, I have not.
Like he put it like he
I like
yeah,
Jack
he
Black,
got
though.
billion. He had the movie is about jealousy, but that part is so funny, like actually he went all the way to the sky and then he fell down later, but the whole thing is like he came up. We all wanted a solution for the climate change, but is it changing like that without actually measuring the consequences?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, well, that's a valid point. Very valid point.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's learning as you go.
Okay, how about the rocket? Because that one
That's pretty
caught
cool.
my attention.
Caught by the tower.
I mean, how can you get more awesome than the robo cars, the robo bus that just look badass, Optimus who performed phenomenally. I thought those things were cool. That would be really cool to have. And then you go from that to catching the largest freaking rocket with
Yeah,
Maxzilla.
And the fucking precision with all the energy going on there, all kinds of possible energy going
There
on.
was a chance of 1% of that happening without any fluke.
Yep.
And it happened. So the
Yeah.
1% happens every now and again.
Yep.
And they Starlink has new satellites that they're gonna put out. That I think Falcon. What is the Falcon X?
Yeah.
It's the only rocket powerful enough to get them into orbit, but it's new satellites. They're going to be lower in orbit. Or it's going to provide much lower latency, and then downloading speeds up to like a gigabyte or something crazy. Be like satellite internet. Starlink.
See, and
he's doing a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
He's just all over the place.
Tesla is only an excuse for all these things, you know. Tesla probably is just an excuse.
Right.
It's funding.
He said that in his book.
He said it before.
He mentioned that in his book. Yeah.
He just has to do it. Well, and I mean, he's talked about complications with it. Like, it's not easy running a car company. There's all these complications, but
Look at releasing the Cybertruck. That was constantly delayed. They always had things, and then when he debuted it, it's going to be bulletproof. They throw that steel ball and it shatters. It's like, well, that's not exactly what it's supposed to do.
prototype.
Prototype.
Cybertruck is the number 3 most popular EV right now, as far as like orders placed. New orders placed EV. It's the Cybertruck. It's beating out the F-150 Lightning. All the other, and number 2 is the Model Y.
Yep.
And number 1 is the Model 3. All the top 3 are Teslas across all EVs.
Okay, so honest question here. What do you think of the Cybertruck, honestly? Like, when you see it? Have you seen close, huh?
Oh yeah, there's a guy that he's a kung fu sifu here or at the Girls Go, and he owns a Cybertruck, so I see it every week, twice a week. I find it ugly.
Donnie,
What did you say?
mercaptan is the additive to propane for smell.
Yep, that's true. That is true. So you can smell it.
Yeah.
That's a good comment.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Hola, amigos. What's up,
Oh.
Riggs?
Hey, mate.
Whoa!
Finally, Paul made it online.
Man.
Paul. Cool.
Oh man. Cowgirls.
He said it online.
You laughed at it.
Yeah.
Come on now.
On air.
No, I really feel you just keep that momentum going of awesomeness from the Robocar, the van, Optimus, then catching the Mechzilla and Starlink doing what it's doing. It really is amazing, honestly. It really is.
There's a lot of things that people give him grief, and I understand that because if you're in the
When you're in
public
the
eye,
spotlight.
we're in the spotlight. That's what I wanted to say. When you're in the spotlight, there's gonna be a lot of people giving grief and stuff. At the same time, man, you only do it if you try and do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You don't even have to be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
You fuckers give me grief every week.
I don't. I let you do whatever you want to do.
We definitely give Paul a lot of grief for being a
when I say I let you do it, I don't even need to let you do anything.
He answered back.
Because
Cowboys.
you do whatever you want to do, because I don't care.
What's next, man?
Imagine if we were in the spotlight.
Okay, so what's next?
But yeah, that's the thing.
Because we saw the glasses from Facebook, from Meta. We saw GPT. We saw the Vision Pro from Apple.
Yep, I don't think we're far away from real life Iron Man.
Okay.
Air Force going to come out with a suit that you can fly in or something. I don't know.
Let me tell
Or
you.
maybe they'll be
What about
not piloted.
I
they'll be drones.
was speaking with Jeff today. I saw that some images from the Israel soldiers. I don't know if you've seen the images, buddy. So many outer connection. But
Like
I knew it was
exoskeleton?
like I wouldn't go that far. But man, so many gadgets, and just connected to the body. Here, like cameras, like 2 or 3 different lenses. Like so many different things.
yeah?
That
But,
they have, the other side.
and all they need is a Turkish guy that goes down with the 2 eyes open.
Yeah.
Thank you for the technology. It's mine now.
I want to see him
That's
on
how
the
you
field.
live.
I want to see on the field doing that.
What happens when all these guys train with this and you get too used to it, Takes one EMP to knock all that shit out.
Yeah, it's true.
And you're back to iron sights. Do you know how to use it? Are you proficient?
Yeah. Are you willing to go back to the typewriter?
And it's so funny you say that because that's exactly what my drill instructor said in boot camp. Because literally right after me when we were shooting, so we have a week in boot camp, a week dedicated of just rifle preparation and getting to know your rifle, range preparation, figuring out how to go on the range. And then you have a week dedicated to shooting every single day. And we used iron sights. And the following class, everyone got the TridgeCon 2x zoom, and then so that you could help sight in, and it was a lot easier. And he was just old school, and he was like, "Don't put that shit on my M4. You guys are a bunch of pussy asses," and all this other stuff. And he goes, "What if there is an EMP? All that technology and all of that shit you've learned was right out the drain. You got to learn the basics.
You gotta learn that first.
You have to learn that first." And I mean, and it afterwards. Of course, then I got my scope and stuff, and every year in the Marine Corps you have to qualify, and it just became easy.
Let me ask you
there
a
was
question.
no skill involved. Yeah,
we should talk more about what you can tell us, because I know Donnie, Jim, all these guys, they love it. This topic, whatever you can share, it's shareable. Then you bring more of your experience from that. That would be interesting.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we do like a Veterans Day. Veterans Day is.
Yeah, we always do a veteran special.
Yeah,
we did it once. We've been through it once.
Yeah.
So when you go it twice, and we do it twice.
How'd you learn how to drive? With a gear card, or?
It was an automatic. 69 El Camino.
The first time I saw an automatic car, I was 23 years old. Because even when I lived in the U.S., I didn't drive it here. So what I'm saying, I saw cars like that.
Now with an EV, and you basically learn one pedal for the most part. There's a brake there, but how often do you use it?
Yeah,
very rarely.
And it doesn't. When you let off,
or it drives you. Or it drives you.
Right?
You don't even have to.
Right. You just hop in like my car, and then you put it in reverse. You take your foot off the brake, and it starts going. You're like, hey, I didn't touch the gas. Why is it
do you
moving?
understand what I'm saying? Like, I agree
Let me say
with that.
one thing.
It's a learning
We
curve.
are human beings. We are adaptable. 2 days we are driving. 2 days we are shooting whatever guns without, any extra technologies. We are very adaptable. When I say we, I'm thinking about myself, and I'm very good at anything.
Three on a tree. Man, that's old.
What's that?
3 gears on a tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Second, third.
Exactly. So.
But we adapt, man. We are human beings. We adapt.
Of course. I think it's if there was something that happened, it's just that first initial phase of it. Military's young. You got 18, 20-year-olds. They all learn with something else, and something happens. It's that fight or flight. Like, well, shit. Now I got to learn to do this real quick.
Yeah.
You'll get there with given time, but that's anything.
You see, the thing is, how
You'll thrive.
fast do we adapt to technology? Because you see,
quick.
when I lived in Brazil, Amazon was creating this one-click purchase.
Yeah.
I didn't trust at all that thing. I would never even install it in my phone, because I didn't trust it. Because in Brazil, when you buy something, how hard it is to give it back. Tell them, please.
Yeah, you don't return.
They don't get back.
Yeah, you don't
get it back. I mean, you do, but it's legal, and you're going to spend so much time and money that it's not worth it. So I don't trust the technology. So it's all about how much you trust the technology. Like
when you come here, it's like
maybe the trigger won't work.
Yeah.
What we're going to do if the trigger don't? Oh, but then you're creating. No. I'm creating a scenario that is just as aggressive as the one say, oh, what you going to do if it doesn't work? No, not working the trigger is the same thing, but nobody uses the same argument against the guns like that. So do I have to have like special cyber, like swords or something? What should I have?
Secondary weapons.
It's all about.
And it's like, how many people drive a car and have no idea how to change a tire?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Something happens with the gun, you should have training on how to take it apart, put it back to
Clean it.
Now, getting to the trigger and replacing the trigger in the field, unlikely. You're not going to have time to do that sort of thing. But you should have training and know how to fix certain things on it. You got to learn all the pieces.
Oh yeah, we broke it down every single day. We had to scrub and clean and memorize every part of that, our rifles, so that if there was any issues, you could diagnose it, you could figure it out, you could clean and repair it. If it was a trigger that went off, obviously that's something that.
There's an interesting comment from
you're
one
fixing
of
that back at base.
Yeah.
there is an interesting comment from one of our guests, like last year from the arcade owner.
Yeah.
He said that there is one thing you need to know if you wanna start building
Start your collection of
if you have your
arcade
collection in
games.
your arcades. There's one thing. He's the largest Atari, I think.
Yeah.
And
the collection in Brazil. Yeah.
Largest collection of Ataris and arcades in Brazil.
Yeah.
And then he says, but there's one thing you need to do. There's one thing that is the most important one. You need to know how to fix the machines.
You need to
Yeah, so
learn.
if you
You
don't-
need to learn how to fix the machine. Like when he started it, he didn't know, and he learned. And there was not a lot of information around there. And then
To your point.
a lot of things he figured out, and a lot of things he found DVDs on the internet that he could buy. And then videos that he could watch.
Perfect. And he's got a lot of money invested in that, right?
A lot of money.
Who has more chances to know who fixed this? Us or him?
Him.
Well, of course. That's what I'm saying. He invested in that, So more to your point that the need. You said something one day to Jim that I partially agree. Like, we will always figure it out. I don't know if we'll always figure it out. It only takes one time for us not to figure out to disappear, right? But we tend to figure it out. So far we figure it out.
When I say we as humanity.
Yes,
Right,
yeah.
as human beings,
Yeah, exactly.
a lot of people will die, a lot of people won't be able to figure it out, but there will be a large number of people that will figure it out. You know what I mean? And we are gonna still be here unless number of people with a different type of commune. But yes, we will still thrive as human race because we are adaptables. I'm not saying that we all in here, right? I know how to change a tire. I know how to change a tire from the rim, right? I know how to do that because I've owned a tire shop, right? One time in my life. So I know how to do that. But I don't know how. I know a little bit of engine because I did karting race and I was dealing with motors and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I never did that.
No, yeah, I gotta.
Have you showed Paul that trophy?
I might.
Take a good look, Paul. I've seen it 5 fucking times.
So if you haven't
I've only
seen
been
it
here
before,
But there are a lot of things that I don't know. Like I don't know how to do. I don't know how to put an electric car back to work because I know really nothing about electricity.
Electrical is, yeah. But
Somebody will.
we
And
can
then,
learn. Yeah.
and then we exchange, gifts and stuff.
and you know what? If you know basic mathematics, basic physics, chemistry, biology, if you know the basis, right, definitely we can figure it out much easier because you'll learn the whys. You'll learn the hows. Right?
And it's so funny you bring that up because my son's friend came over and we were talking about mathematics because they're in 4th grade, my son and his friend. So we were talking about multiplication. Now there's rules. 1 is always going to be that number it's multiplied against. 10 is going to be that number plus a 0 at the end. There's little tricks and stuff like that. And he brought up a question: why do we have to learn about algebra? He goes, well, you're never going to use it. And I go, it depends on your profession that you get into. But ultimately, I really feel like algebra, trigonometry, these advanced mathematics is not about figuring it out a way.
No, it's not about use. It's about figuring it out if something happens in the future.
And I told him it's about critical thinking.
Yeah.
You have to have critical thinking. And I feel like that is something that's not taught in a lot of schools, not taught, at home, is to be able to critically think. If a situation arises where you have to change a tire and you go, I've never changed a tire before, would you not look and kind of assess the situation and go, listen, there are 6 lug nuts, five lug nuts. I'm going to have to take those off. How do I take them off? I got to get a socket. Well, I also have to jack it up.
Check it out.
Oh, Paul is saying that I know. Paul said something in there. What did he say?
I know that if you connect the wrong electrical cables together, it'll shock the shit out of you.
Those are the tricks here. Look at this. You see, like 11. You
That's
put
right.
11, and then 1 plus 1, 2.
Yep.
11. Okay, so it's 1, 1, and then 1 and 0 is 1.
You know
1
what,
and
Paul?
2 is 3, 2. 1 and 3, 4 and 3. So those kind of tricks. Yeah. So
It's all
we should talk
different
about a
tricks,
kid,
but
right?
it's all, but
You
it's
have
all,
to learn that the hard way.
but it's all,
Sometimes. You gotta burn a freaking
You gotta
grinder
touch
machine.
the stove, burn a grinder machine.
and that's it.
And if you're lucky, you
And
survive.
that's it.
If you're lucky, you survive.
You change the tire and it doesn't fall on top of you, then hey, that was a
Okay.
job well
Have
done.
you ever heard about Dumb Ways to Die? Have you
Yes.
ever seen the songs? Have you ever seen the songs?
I read
there
the
are-
book.
But Dumb Ways to Die is a transit, I think, from Australia. They show it. They create a song to educate people, and then they teach them like, don't be dumb and don't die this way.
Right.
So one day, if you can play that, it's gonna be super funny.
Don't stick a fork in an electrical outlet.
but they're like they
pig's nose.
they mention it all. Like 3-4 commercials.
Works the
like
same
crazy.
way.
Or a bear.
It bites you
It'll
back.
get you. Yeah. That's
Don't
why I
mess
always
it
say
up.
hook 'em.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the bull. You're gonna get the horns.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Oklahoma.
It's getting to the football.
Oh,
Felt that, right? Yeah, football.
Well, leading to that, let's go to the Battle of the Logos.
Reminds me, it's October 15th, and the Oklahoma Sooners still suck.
That's good. Really good.
The NBA is starting next week too, man.
So
we're
what
gonna
are we
cover
thinking about Bronny?
that. Genius. That's the only thing I
Well,
can
Bronny.
say. He could play at the Indiana Fever.
Okay.
That's for sure.
He wouldn't
could
be
be a
the
good
leading
trainer.
scorer though, would
He
he?
wouldn't be now. Oh no, no.
He'd need to be on a. He got to be on a different team.
Man, Caitlin would be like the pick and roll with him. Like they would score like 150 points.
Yeah.
Clark would figure it out in a second, Like all the. Have you seen her passes from the other side of the court?
Incredible.
Like how strong you need to do that, and she does it.
So we got Paul's picks already.
Well,
Balls are preloaded. Yeah.
let's go over last week.
Last week's picks are.
Last week's picks, last week's
results.
Okay.
Review of
Hey.
past week. Yeah.
Look at that 100%.
Sweep.
Wow.
Every
know our stuff.
single one
3, 4,
right.
5, 6, 7. 7 for 7.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing, honestly.
We know our stuff. Sorry
Jesus.
about the
God.
people that don't know.
This water is just going right through. I gotta pee really quick.
Paul's picking the Cowboys to win this week, so am I.
Me too.
Man, you
They gotta win the bye.
you 12 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing. Probably the highest average so far. Average.
12 for 14 would have been 13 for 14 if the Cowboys showed up, but you win
Who
some, you
got
lose
it
some.
right in this one?
What, that the Cowboys lost?
Yeah.
That you and Conrad. Previous week you picked against us and you lost
Let me
one.
just
So you're
say-
50-50 on the old.
Is that curse kind of thing broken about? Was it the Jets that supposed to win, and we went with the Bills, and the Bills won? So even though the coach is being fired, and that thing is of the past now.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right. Some new firings could happen soon, though.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
The Jaguars head coach is kind of on the chopping block.
1-5.
1-5.
The
People were
Patriots.
calling.
How about the Patriots?
That's a new head coach already. Gerard Mayo, I think they'll keep him, but who knows? You never know. Robert Kraft is the kind of guy I think he'll give him some time to figure it out. People have been calling for the Cowboys head coach to be fired.
Ooh.
Jerry Jones has said he's not even considering it. So we'll see. Been some trademark moves. Devontae Adams was traded to the Jets as of this morning. Amari Cooper from the Browns was traded to the Bills.
Let me ask you, what is the milestone that Lamar Jackson bit this year, this week? Have you heard about it? No? Yeah. So I was about to ask. I just heard.
Both picking the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's a good pick this week.
I'll tell you who he's not picking.
Yeah.
He surpassed Cam Newton to claim the 10th spot on the list with 14 yards, Week 6 matchup against the Commanders. So, NFL all-time quarterback rushing list. He's now a top 10 rusher
That's it.
of all time.
Okay.
And it was this week against the Commanders, which was a good game, by the way.
It was a good game.
This other stuff I don't think was set this week, so I think that must have been the one that you're referring to. If we're talking about games of the week, I feel like a lot of them were kind of lackluster. The Commanders-Ravens was the only one that I felt like was... The Bucks and Saints, the Bucks went up early, and the Saints came back and actually went ahead of them, and then the Bucks ended up running away with it. They ran away with it.
How was the 49ers and Seahawks?
It wasn't a bad game by any means.
49ers went up, and then Seahawks were coming back. They were down by a touchdown, and then Geno Smith threw an interception, and Geno Smith just
was it on Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday night. Yeah, first game. Right?
Yeah.
And Thursday night games are tough. You're on a short week. Not everybody. You don't have much time to game prep.
Right.
People aren't as rested.
Let me see if I'm correct. The first one is Thursday, and the last one is Monday.
Yep, and
Like,
the second
it's
to
always
last
like
one,
that.
and the second to last one is Sunday night, so like a prime time night game.
Okay.
But this is last week's, of course.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, so everybody did pretty well. The worst score was actually Paul with a 9. I think
It wouldn't be the worst if he picked. If he didn't pick the Cowboys.
Yes, or if he didn't pick the Commanders over the Ravens.
Ravens, yeah.
I don't know why you want to go for another NFC East team, but it happens. I did pick, we all picked the Eagles.
And it's birds.
Bird
It
is
is
the
a
word.
bird.
Overall record, I am now ahead by 1. Conrad trailing by 2. George behind another 2, then Paul, then Hilton.
Okay.
It's close. It's still very close.
It's a close race.
To your question, was at the highest percentage of it is 85.71. The next highest would have been week 1 with 81.25.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
So it was a pretty good week. My week would have been better if the Cowboys would have won because my Texas Longhorns whipped hell out of the Oklahoma
Would you
Sooners.
exchange 5 results last for a win for the Cowboys?
5 what?
5. If instead of picking 12, you pick 7, but then the Cowboys would win.
Absolutely. And let me tell you why. Both of my fantasy teams did really well. My lowest score was 155. My other one was a 160.
Jesus.
No, and I was up against him.
Yeah.
If I was against anybody else, I would have won. The same that happened like on the first week that
Yes.
I beat him and then
Week
he would have
1, right? The same thing.
he would have won anybody else. It happened,
I've been taking all this shit. I'm on my revenge tour right now.
There you go.
And I'm out there taking names. So this week, hopefully I don't get served a big old slice of humble pie. I gotta be careful. But
Are you up against me this week?
we're coming up. No, I think I'm against Andre.
Okay.
We're coming up. We're doing better. Happy about it. And I jumped from last place in the league to 4th in 1 week.
And I jumped from 1st to 3rd.
I'm still second or third.
You're still second,
probably.
and I am 1
can't
point.
believe it,
I'm 1 point shy of having the most points scored in our league throughout the 6 weeks. 1 point. Hilton has the most. I have the second most, and we're ranked 3 and 4. So it's not about how much you can put on the board. It's about how much people put up against you, and there's no
Yeah.
defense in fantasy. There's
No.
Yeah, this week I scored
You can't-
90
you can't control
points
it.
and I won.
You just can't
I
control
scored
it.
90 and I won because Giovanni scored 85. And it was because of a change I made. The guy
you go.
scored like 22 points.
And he had 2
No, that
players
was-
on the bye that he didn't change.
Yeah.
That was against me.
Oh, yes.
Still lost.
That's kind of a
Was it
little
against you?
Yeah,
little insult to injury.
yeah. My
Right,
team
sure.
is just not doing so well.
It was 9 versus 7, and 9 still lost to the 7.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what else to do. My team just sucks.
Make some
Trying to
moves, man.
I'm trying. There's nobody on the board.
Hire a hacker.
You know what?
Yeah.
I noticed too.
Yeah, really.
Because I was in last place, I keep getting dibs on waiver. Like I'm first position in the waiver order. So I keep going for stuff, and then I'll check the waiver report afterwards, and it'll show like 2 or 3 people went for the same guy, but I got him because I was first in the order. Like, man, that's the only thing saving me right now because I'm second guessing my team because it's been terrible. So I'm picking people up, letting people go, and then I have second thoughts. I pick up the person that I let go. I'm all over the place.
For the ones
All over the place.
who doesn't understand, right? Who don't understand this, for us, it's hard to understand the draft situation because we have relegations in our sports, and the same principle of like the worst team gets the best draft,
Yes.
the lottery, right? So the same
Per
thing
week.
happening per week here, yeah. So it plays an important, especially because the scores are so close.
So Conrad falling to last place in the league as the first pick of the waivers of this week. So he's got first dibs on anybody that's available in free agency. And it does get interesting when people go on bye weeks. You'll let them go because you got to get someone else. Or you don't want to let this person go, so someone on your bench, you have to let somebody go. And someone else might pick them up because it's better than what they have. So things are going to start moving around. And it is trackable in our league. I can pull it up. It'll show how many moves each player is. I think I'm at like 17 moves. I've made a lot of changes on my team. Some is getting rid of a player.
It worked because
and
you
grabbing
beat
them
him
back.
Yeah.
a week later, 6 weeks
Yes,
later.
but like you said, though, it's the same that happened to me week 1. I would have beat anybody.
And I would have beat anybody else.
And he would have won against anybody else.
Right.
And then same last week when I beat Giovanni, I could have played against anybody. I would have won. But he had some guys on bye week. He just didn't check his team. And I knew, I was like, if I win this game with like 85 points and he's at like 84, everyone's going to say it's because he didn't play the guys. But no,
Right.
I had like 140 or something. So nothing. Again, fine.
Okay, so let's get to our picks.
Wow, we have a really good primetime game Thursday night. We have the Denver Broncos at the New Orleans Saints. Key factors in this game: Derek Carr not playing, Chris Olave out. I don't know much else about it. Broncos defense has been doing okay. They do have a rookie quarterback. Both are rookie quarterbacks, actually. So defense are going to be scheming up and trying to show the rookie quarterback something he's never seen before. This is probably going to be one of those games that's low scoring. A lot of defense. Denver's defense has been pretty good. I see Paul pick the Broncos. I'm going to follow the lead there. I'm also going to take the Broncos.
I'm taking the suckers.
Same.
The old suckers.
Probably the first and last time I ever picked the Broncos.
I'm not religious, but I'm gonna pick the Saints.
Woo!
Good.
Tag it.
So you're now doing a sweep.
Yeah.
I like it, though, because if we look back at last week, there was a few of those where the one person who picked the odd team out, Conrad picked the Chargers, they won. I picked the Bears, they won. There's a few times where it happens.
I'm trailing.
Well, can we add like a stats on when only one person picks one team and what their scoring is percentage wise?
Do I have access to that?
Like we have like a lot of access and only on like the Chiefs and the Saints.
Last week it would have been George with the Chiefs, Conrad
Paul
with the
and the
Jags, Paul with the Falcons, Conrad with the Cardinals. I see a lot of Conrad here. George with the Bears, Hilton with the Commanders. We can go through and find it.
We can make some the Buccaneers in there for who's that?
Conrad.
Conrad.
Again.
A lot of Conrad picking teams that are odd teams.
There's a formula. Just color the the different ones.
Yeah.
The
single winners.
It's going to be a
Should be
problem,
worth
though.
2 points, in my opinion.
If we give too many data points, people are going to start following suit. So if there's there's going to be some on second thoughts.
We should add half a point.
I think it's
Just
interesting.
to break
it makes it interesting.
Put an extra
I know, I'm
half
just
a
saying
point.
with Conrad, if Conrad's getting all these right and he keeps taking the odd team
Yeah.
out on second thought, I think I am going to take the team that Conrad's picking. He's only one behind me.
Yeah. Working so far, gentlemen. Again, it should be worth 2 points.
And I'm no expert, by the way.
But George is taking the Saints on this one. Okay.
Boom. Not worth 2 points. It's a 50-50 shot to get it right or wrong.
50 point.
If you go game per game, it's a 50% chance.
more. Yeah,
Okay?
1.5.
You're going against the grain, but
So let's go.
the New England Patriots are the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And that would be a London game.
Yes.
And they are playing in London. Jags are back to back.
I can tell about the time. It's 8:30 in the morning.
Yep, and this nice little verses here instead of an at. Jags played there last week. They lost to the Bears. They're staying there this week, and they play again Sunday morning Central.
Oh, this is difficult, isn't it?
Both teams are 1-5.
Jaguars for me at home. They're playing at home, right?
No, they're playing in London, but it's it might as well be a home game because they've been there.
I won them.
But I also think this is the week where the Jaguars are going to get a win.
And I think this is the sweep, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a sweep.
The Jags.
I'm by no means going to regularly pick the Jags. I think this is one where they're going to get a win. So we do have the Seattle Seagulls at the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, man. He would say that. That's
I should have
It's a battle of the birds.
Yeah,
too.
I should have a battle of the birds that I didn't create. Being busy with business.
Well, we have
Battle
one
of
real
the
bird
birds.
and a shitbird seagull.
Jesus Christ almighty.
So, is it really a battle of the birds? We don't know.
I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Last week, I went with
Shocker.
Seahawks, and I got beaten.
I know.
And you're
Sometimes
going to do it again.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
If I know anything, I don't know much.
Give me the Falcons. I'm sorry, man.
It's alright.
You're taking the Hawks?
Yeah, I'll go with Conrad on this one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spite your team.
I appreciate it.
I'm not doing it out of spite.
It's a tough one. Falcons are playing really good.
This is a tough one. They're playing well, but are they playing too good where they're going to throw a dud out there? Bijan Robinson
Falcons
has
is
looked
doing
good.
man.
Yeah.
I got to take the Falcons,
That's okay.
and I hate to do it. If the Cowboys were playing this week, you'd pick against them.
Right.
Titans at Bills.
I hope it's a sweep.
If this isn't
Bills.
a sweep,
Yeah.
Build those for me.
Bills.
that's another thing. Last week we all had pretty high percentage in being correct. We didn't have any crazy upsets, really. There was like
100%.
Yeah.
100% on sweeps, but we didn't have any games where like this, where it's Titans and the Bills,
Right.
and the money line's going to say, oh, it's the Bills every time. But this is one of those sneaky ones where
Yeah, it could happen differently.
it's the NFL. The Titans could win this game. None of us are going to pick them,
They need to win this game, to be honest.
but you never know. We have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns.
Battle of Ohio. Go Bengals.
Bengals for me too.
All went with the Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Tiger.
Because you have the Browns at home. No, Deshaun Watson has looked terrible. Bengals are starting to get rolling. They have a really good offense. Their defense needs to step up. How can you count out
Well, this
Jamar
one,
Chase?
Paul is going the other way.
That's what I'm saying.
Is Paul commenting something?
No, I have it on my phone right here. Not that I can see. I'll keep track of it. It's more work, but I'll keep track of it. But it's not worth 2 points. It can't be worth 2 points. It's a 50-50 every game.
1.5. All right.
Houston Texans at the Green Bay Packers.
Packers.
I am also going to take the... Paul took the Texans.
I don't know.
I really think it's going to... This is my first game of the week.
That's
Yeah,
my
put-
second.
Put me on there. Game one.
My first one is Lions versus Vikings. That's my first one.
That's a good one.
I just think this is going to be a classic. It's in Green Bay. This is one of those measuring stick games for both teams. We're going to find out who's who.
Packers.
Whip it out, show what's going on. Packers for George.
Go Texans.
Texans. Conrad.
I don't know. Texans.
Team of the people versus Texans. This is a mental
Yeah, for me, it's a
mental anguish.
You're a Texas guy,
But he
you
likes the
also
team of the
like
people.
I like Green Bay, and
Who would Alice pick?
The Texans.
Paul saying.
Lily would pick Green Bay. Alice would pick Texans.
Okay.
So you're
Even though-
split in the household.
Even
Yeah.
though Lily is Texan and Alice is Brazilian,
Yeah.
but Lily loves the Green Bay uniform, and Alice would pick the Texans. And I don't know. It's a tough one for me. Jesus.
Paul is saying it's Texans game. My only thing is I think the Packers have one of the best wide receiver corps in the NFL. They're young, there's depth there, and they're figuring it out. And I think they have a slightly better defense than the Texans, and they're playing in Green Bay.
That's what I saw in the very first game. Green Bay was like, on defense, it would take a long time for the other team to score. And they would just go and score quickly. And then the other team would take forever, to get through the field. So Green Bay has a really good defense.
I think there's no wrong choice here. This is a tough game. This is a tough game.
And honestly,
I'll go Texans.
That's why we picked it as game of the week because.
Yeah, and it is the game of the week for me as well.
Did Paul put in his game of the weeks? Paul, if you're listening, give us your game of the week.
He just said Texans game is my game of the week. Paul, give us a game 2 as well. What's your second game of the week?
Good choice, Paul.
But that is a good choice. I think that's a great matchup. It's a measuring stick game.
It's mine as well. That's my number one.
Do we have a sweep on?
No, because I chose George and I picked the Packers.
No, but a sweep on game of the week.
Well, you actually got a game.
Yeah, that we did.
A game 2, yeah.
Well, George's game 2, but yes, everybody's putting something in on this game. Dolphins at the Colts.
Colts.
I don't know.
Tua's not back this week. He's not. I can't pick the Dolphins till Tua is back. So
Yeah,
I'm definitely Colts as well. Joe Flacco is Joe Flaccoing.
He's doing good.
I think Anthony Richardson.
He's injured?
Tua has got a concussion. He'll be back next week. Anthony Richardson starts for the Colts. He's healthy again, but they decided to start Joe Flacco, veteran.
Oh, man, Joe.
And they're winning games. So they're 3-3.
It's going to be a sweep then.
Sweep it.
Sweep. Lions at Vikings. Paul took the Vikings. Just kidding, he took the Lions.
Oh.
He's going to call me like, no, I didn't.
That's my two teams, no?
Vikings.
Yeah.
Vikings.
Yeah, no, that really is your two teams.
Vikings.
I'm a Lion, I'm a Viking. That's my second game of the week over there.
Lions looked phenomenal against the Cowboys last week. They just lost Aiden Hutchinson, though.
Jesus, that was
a gnarly. I don't know if you saw that or not, Hilton.
No, I didn't watch anything.
I might have to show you after the podcast, but I know you don't like watching things like that, so I might not force you to.
No, I will not watch. If it's somebody getting injured, I don't.
It's for the sports. You might have to watch it just one time.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna go against the grain here from Paul. I'm gonna take the Vikings as well. I think the Vikings just look pretty good. They're undefeated.
I'm go Sweden.
They had a week. They had a like they didn't play last week.
I'm going Sweden.
They're coming off a bye
coming
week.
off a
Sam
bye
Darnold's
week,
been playing well.
so-
Justin Jefferson's been playing well.
I'm going to agree with Paul and go with the Lions.
Lions are freaking.
Yeah, good. That's why I
Playing
picked up
hard
this
right
game.
now.
My first game. You see,
My second game of the week on that one, please.
it's gonna be second for I imagine for more than one person.
Paul's second game of the week, he said, is Chiefs Niners.
Oh, that's good too.
God, that's a good one.
I pick up the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
Mine
That's
is going
also
to
a
be
very
the,
good game.
That's why I like doing it at the end after we go through all the matchups and talk about what it is.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely.
Because you never know. Eagles at Giants, snooze fest of a game.
Eagles for me.
Sweet.
Yeah. We all want the birds.
I don't know. The Giants beat the Seahawks.
Should I go for 2?
1.5, man.
Go for
I'm telling
Dibs.
you. 1.5, go for that. I would definitely take more chances.
You have the opportunity to. I'm in the lead.
If it's 1.5, I do.
Raiders, it's not 1.5.
Okay, no. So let's stick with that.
So that is Vegas against Lakers.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for telling me.
I'm going to go Rams.
Rams.
I just cannot get behind the Raiders. They've got a talented group, but their head coach is an idiot. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
I don't know. It looks so bad. All of them.
Rams or Raiders. Cooper Cup also might be back in this game.
That is a sweep, isn't it?
Rams.
Dylan's going Rams.
Raiders.
He's going the other way.
1.5 for you then. Is it?
I gotta throw one in every week. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. We have the Carolina Panthers at the Washington Commies.
Wait.
Hold on. I'm putting it in here.
Wait!
The Panthers at the Commanders.
I'm going to go Commanders. They're playing heck of a ball game.
Yeah,
They're playing pretty well.
Commies, yeah. Is that a sweep? That is going to be a sweep for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweeper.
Now it's hard to be I would pick up the Chiefs always because they play home. No, they play away, but I still pick them.
Chiefs are playing at the Niners.
Yes.
Bottom of the letters.
Look, man, you go back and watch it. They're like 3 plays away from being, instead of 5-0, like 2-3. Against the Ravens, they almost lost. I mean,
Yeah.
this is not as good of a Chiefs team as we're used to seeing. You're Chiefs.
Yeah.
What are you?
I don't know.
What are you?
I don't know, man. This is...
It's a divisional
This
rival
is a-
for you.
Yeah, so I want the Niners to lose.
You do.
They're in first place right now.
Chiefs are a little bit rested because they had a bye week.
Yep. Well,
Yep.
I'll go Chiefs.
I'm going to go Chiefs. Dylan?
you might get it right. I'll
Oh,
give you
you're right behind
1.5 there.
Raiders.
I'll give you 1.3 in this.
You having a second thought on Raiders? Or Niners?
Oh, what?
I'm going to take
Yeah.
the Niners just for the fun of the game.
Yeah.
All right.
But this one, man,
We're
it's
going to spice it up a little bit. We have the Jets at the Steelers.
Steelers for me.
Steelers.
I'm Jets.
I was just going to say, I'm going to go Jets, too.
They didn't look terrible. They hit a Hail Mary, but
Yeah.
Steelers logo is much better.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Objective.
Oh. Ooh.
You're up.
2 Monday night games.
We do have 2 Monday night games.
The Ravens at the Buccaneers.
All right. That's my pick.
Well, Buccaneers?
Mm-hmm.
I go Bird.
I'm Ravens on the road.
I go Birds.
Hope this game is 3-0
This is
to
my
Buccaneers because they're
second game of the week.
Put me, too. This was the one I was waiting for.
All right.
That's going to be... This is another team whose wide receiver core is electric, is the Buccaneers.
And I was just going to say, I want the Buccaneers.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Come on.
Baker Mayfield is just playing.
Bucky Irving. Sean Tucker. Had
George
a
going Bucks?
30-something point fantasy game last week.
Yeah, I
Never
know.
heard of the guy. Sean Tucker. Went
Yeah.
crazy. And then America's
What is this thing?
worst game of the week. One of that. It's just a little drop-down menu. The Chargers at the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Give me the Chargers. Chargers.
I'm thinking about the Birds. Yeah.
There we go. All done.
I mean, I like that uniform. The uniform is
It's really good.
it's really good.
And I think they're going to bring out their alternate uniforms for Monday. Yeah. I'm going to go Chargers, though.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. And that wraps up our battle
How many
of
sweeps?
the logo.
4 sweeps? 5.
5. Could have had more. I think a lot of us were being a little fun with it this week.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of us are you.
We are actually pitching for 1.5. If you pick the only...
I'm not the only one.
Maybe we can make that a rule next year.
Yeah.
When we do it.
All right.
What is a 1.5? I don't understand. What is that?
If there's just the one person that wins out of everyone that picks, that person gets 1 point. Instead of just 1 point.
Oh,
I don't
that's
like it.
more than a point.
Yeah.
Because the other way.
Because everyone else went in one direction, you went the other.
Uh-huh.
Formalism.
It's
We
still
love
under
it.
review, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Yeah.
still under review. The
That's
committee is
right.
still not decided on it, but decided.
Okay.
Cool. Do you have any comments?
Paul said Vikings and Lions game 3 of the week. No one gets a game 3, Paul.
Yeah, I've tried that, Paul, and I have a good
Sorry.
say in these podcasts in here, and I got shut. You know?
Exactly.
2 is all you get.
And nobody gets 1.5 points.
Yeah.
Dylan's laying down the law for football pick'ems.
You
Battle.
choose for F1. For football, no.
Well, and by the way, there is F1 week this week. So here in Austin, Texas.
Yes.
Austin, Texas.
Sir.
Yeah.
Are we going to be doing an event here, or are we going to go to Proust? Where are we going to go to
I think
watch the game?
we go to have a beer. Paul can come and tag along if you want to.
Yes, Paul. It would be Prost Ale House in Pflugerville.
What's the time?
3, 2.
Well, whatever the race is, we get there maybe an hour before. I'll text
Let us know.
Troy to save us a table and see if he can. I don't
Yeah,
know,
he
because
might.
he has little amount of tables. But he may put a reserve sign in there for us. I don't know. I'll try.
Cool.
Let's take a little gander here.
So lots of things happening in the city because of the drivers are here.
Yeah.
Not only that, yeah, I have an event.
I guess so.
Well,
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
So probably
2
get there around
2
1.
p.m. is the so
Got
we
the spot.
should get there about 1, just so
Cool.
that we spot a table and then we grab it. You know,
If it's available.
if it's
Yeah.
available. Dylan doesn't need to be there because he's gonna have to negotiate at home.
I won't be here, actually.
But yeah, you're away, right?
I might be back by then. This Sunday, so I might be back by 2. I'll try. I'll be out of town this weekend. I'll be in Dallas.
Okay.
But I might be back in time. I'll try.
Aren't you gonna? Aren't the Cowboys playing home?
Bye week. I'm going to check out the Halloween costumes.
Oh,
At AT&T Stadium.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thinking about doing a Ratatouille
where are you
this
going
year.
to spend the Halloween though?
Huh?
Where is the Halloween? Where are you going to spend the Halloween?
You throwing a party?
Yeah, no. Well, we are going to New Orleans. New Orleans.
Ah.
We're going to New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
New Orleans.
Exactly. New Orleans.
I have a birthday party that is all dressed up that we go to, but it's on a Saturday, so it's not Halloween Day. And I think Halloween Day, Chris has organized with a friend because our kids are friends. So we go there, but I'll let you know for it because
Yeah.
you either can walk your neighborhood or you can come and walk with us.
I think we might end up staying at our neighborhood. Kind of
Because have a lot of people coming, tagging
yeah,
along with you guys.
a couple other neighbors that live in the community. They want to go
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds like fun.
how about you?
I was planning on going to your house.
There you go.
So having said that,
Yeah. Guess Halloween is at my house.
that's your house.
Yeah, this year. You pick out a costume yet?
Yeah.
What are you going as?
The chef from Ratatouille.
Really?
Yeah. Sam's going to be the rat.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm
That'd
thinking
be cool.
about going like gangster,
1920s gangster and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll see what I got, and then I don't really like buying costumes. I just use whatever I got and then make it work. So
that'd be cool.
You doing the same old?
I'm thinking about dressing as a jacuzzi because it kills a lot of people. You know, like bathroom, like the toilets. I know, like
Kills germs.
No, because people fall in the bathroom a lot. So I might look for something like this. You know, something terrifying. I don't know if you know that, but a lot of people die in the bathroom.
You just gotta put a
Conrad's going as a toilet scene.
I was gonna say, ironically enough,
no peeing in the jacuzzi.
ironically enough, mine is an inflatable toilet. I am going as
Well, it makes sense.
party pooper.
Oh my goodness, okay, that's even funnier.
So Paul is saying, sorry I missed out tonight. See you all next week. Okay.
Hang on loose,
A nice
man.
surprise.
It's gonna bring a nice surprise. I can't read that far. Surprise.
And not the whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and Paul, what are you dressing up as for Halloween?
Fisherman.
Yeah, it could be
The assassin.
Yeah, it could
Gonna
be.
be a Cowboys cheerleader.
Yes. Fisherman
man,
Creed.
I don't want him to come in dressed as that. He can stay at home.
Dolly Parton.
The cowboy girls, as you said.
Yeah.
The cowgirls.
The cowgirls.
The cowgirls.
So are we dressing up for our Halloween week podcast?
Well, I would.
2 weeks out. Not next week, but the next would be Halloween Eve.
What did he say?
Be the 30th. Birthday suit.
Birthday. Oh man. Yeah. No, that's gonna be censored.
It's chest up, so you can get away with it.
Nobody will ever know, actually.
Just don't stand up, Paul.
Yeah. No seventh inning stretch over here.
Stand up is going to be right there, you know? Well, I'm tall, so. Yeah, there you go, man.
See, this is Paul's camera, and then it's pointing to nobody right now.
He missed this week. We're going to see how happy
Hello.
how happy is he really to see us, you know?
Oh God.
All right, you're
stop.
taking us out.
We thank you for
Let's-
watching.
Please do not forget to like,
Comment.
Subscribe.
And share with your friends.
as always. Thank you very much for another great, fun weekend of smoking, drinking, puffing, drinking, and talking with us,
And eating.
and eating.
Yeah, we had some stuff. Yeah, I was hungry, so.
Good. It was good.
We miss your friend, your colleague.
I miss my friend too.
No, like, because he always comments a lot.
Oh yeah,
in the
yeah.
group.
He's sick.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been
Wow.
sick.
We wish you
we're
well.
not talking about religion today.
What was that?
His coworker.
No, sick religion. Yeah.
Oh.
Always the jokester.
Oh,
Yeah.
sneaking it in there. Sneaking it in there.
All right.
Miss you too, Paul.
Miss you too, Paul. We'll see you next week, man.
All right.
Take it easy, man.
Cheers.
Get
Bye,
a Torchy's
everyone.
taco. Hook 'em.
Who come?
I'll make him a little happy.
Put it down.